About 9 years ago, I was introduced to Brian, and one of the first things he had done for us as a company was he had done some very high-end sales training. And after that, I sat down with Brian to discuss my own ambitions and goals. At that stage, I was a minority shareholder in the company, and after talking to Brian, Brian quickly pointed out to me that I was never going to be able to achieve the goals and the ambitions that I wanted for myself, and unless I made a lot of very, very drastic changes. At that time, I was probably working maybe 60, 70 hour a week. I would have been all over the country, not only sort of managing the country, but the company, but I'd have been out and about carrying out a lot of work. I'd have been doing the sales, I'd have been maybe heavily involved in doing the accounts. Having sat down with Brian, then Brian challenged me to make the necessary changes, and he said that those changes were only going to come about if I became the majority shareholder in the company and could drive the company in a direction that would allow me to achieve my ambitions. He'd given me 4 weeks to have the conversation with the majority shareholder, and I think within 2 to 3 weeks I come back to Brian and said, Brian, I have that done. I don't think I would have done that if Brian hadn't set me the deadline, and it has worked out extremely well, because since then of taking majority control of the company, we've gone from about 35 people to over 130, and heading towards, we have plans in place now to have 200 people over the next 3 years. When I first met Brian, we had an office in Belfast, Dublin and Cork. Currently we have a head office now in Uri, open a new office in Ennis, and we're opening in the next 2 to 3 weeks a new office in Glasgow and an office in Liverpool as we expand into the GB marketplace. And over the next couple of years, we would expect that network of offices to expand throughout GB as we head towards a 10 million turnover and in excess of 200 employees. To summarise, Brian has had a more powerful influence on my business life and career aspirations than he might ever know, because I can look back over being in business for 13 years as a minority and majority shareholder, and without a shadow of a doubt, that conversation with Brian, at which he challenged my own ambitions and what I wanted to get out of life, and it's that pivotal conversation which has made all the difference in sort of years 1 to 6 and from years 6 to 13. So without a shadow of a doubt, years 6 to 13 wouldn't have been as great without that conversation with Brian and challenging what I wanted to do with the business and with myself.